welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So several months ago, shortly after I started my channel, I did my very first collab with my beautiful, talented friend, soul sister, and mentor, Steph, not your basic Steph. And in that video, we showed you guys what's inside our boxes of shame. Now, what is a box of shame, you might ask? Well, a box of shame is a box full of makeup that I have yet to use. And although I have pulled out several things from my box of shame since that video, and I've used them in my daily life and on my channel, there's still a lot in here that I have got to use, and it's so silly. I think what happens is I look at what's inside there, I just get totally overwhelmed, don't know what to use, don't know where to start, so I just go grab something out of my collection and use that instead. But I'm telling you, I've got to use this stuff. There's several things that have been in here since that video. I'm adding more things to it. It's just kind of getting out of control. So this video is an attempt to revisit this box, make myself a little bit more accountable to use what's in here. And also I'm sending out a makeup mayday. I need your guys' help. I want to know, do you guys have these palettes and what you think of them? And also if you'd be interested in seeing me use these on my channel, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So if you guys are interested in revisiting my box of shame with me and giving me some much needed help, I beg you, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. So this is my box of shame. I don't know how well you guys can see in there, but this is it. I know it's getting out of control, like I said. I do have some other odds and ends in here, but I'm just gonna stick to the eyeshadow palettes, or we're gonna be here for 5 days and nobody wants that, and I have to go to work. So the first palette here, this is the You Can Be Splashy Candies. Now I got this off Amazon with a gift card that I got for my birthday in July. It's now December. But I just think this is such a fun palette. It's a beautiful rainbow palette. It's laid out by color. I think that's super cool. We've got a variety of textures in here. We've got pressed glitters, shimmers, satins, and mattes. And I just think this looks like so much fun to use. And I love this brand. I don't really hear anybody talking about You Can Be on YouTube. I have 5 palettes in total, including this one. And I really like the formula. They're very affordable palettes, dare I say cheap palettes, but the formula is not cheap. It's very nice. The mattes work really well. The shimmers are gorgeous. And I've never tried a pressed glitter from this brand, but I'm looking forward to finally getting this out and using it. I don't know when, but I've got to do it. Then I have a few BH Cosmetics palettes that I picked up a couple months ago. This is the Diamond palette. This is their Birthstone series. This is April, and I love the color story of this palette. At first, I wasn't too sure about these shades here. Kind of thought they were a little maybe strange for the palette, but I do think they'd make really nice transition shades and kind of tie the look together a little bit better. And it's got this beautiful black shimmery shade. Ugh, I can't wait to try that. I don't think I have anything like this in my collection. And then we have this larger shade here. It's called Diamond. I think it's gorgeous. Might be even fun to use as a highlighter, although it might be a little bit too blingy for me. I don't know, we'll see. But I've got to get this out and use it. I just think it's a stunning little palette. It's got a pressed glitter here too. How fun. Then we have the Lost in Los Angeles palette. I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous. It's got a beautiful pastel color story. I love pastel palettes. At first, when I first got into makeup, I wasn't real sure about pastel palettes. I do have the Nomad Cosmetics Tokyo Harajuku palette, and that really made me fall in love with pastels. I just think this is lovely. It's got purples, orange, yellow, green, blue, kind of a periwinkle blue, purple. We've got a mixture of shimmers and mattes. I just think it's stunning, and I've got to use it. Then we have the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Cotton Candy palette. I love the color story of this palette. It's got these beautiful hot pinks, purples, magentas. It's stunning. This shade here called Fluff has that beautiful kind of pink purple shift to it. It looks so beautiful. I've seen so many creators create looks with this palette on their channel. I've loved every look I've ever seen with this, and I've got to get this out and use it. It's so pretty. Then we have the BH Cosmetics Peridot palette. Now this is their August Birthstone palette. Look at this color story. It's gorgeous. It is the color story that I live for. It's kind of grungy, but it's got those vibrant pops of color. The shade here, Peridot, is so stunning. I cannot wait to put that on my lid. We have a pressed glitter, some beautiful mattes, another gorgeous shimmer. I don't know what my problem is. I've got to get this palette out and use it. Steph from Steph's Beauty Stash, she used this palette in a video, and I loved what she did with this palette, so I got to get it out and use it. I got to get all these palettes out and use them. Then I have a couple Pinky Rose Cosmetics palettes. I got these off the BoxyCharm shop. This is the Center Stage palette. I love the color story. I think it's really fun, pretty, kind of neutral, but I think it's gorgeous. We do have kind of like a pressed glitter here, some beautiful shimmers, some beautiful mattes. I've seen Angelica Nikovic talk about these palettes during her palette collection videos, and from what I remember, I think she did like these palettes. Haven't even touched this yet. Haven't touched it, but I think it's gorgeous. I definitely want to use this. The next Pinky Rose Cosmetics palette is the 80s Baby palette. And I'm gonna be honest, I did try to use this in a video, well, several months ago. I've had these for quite a while. And I started off with this shade here called Yasabes. I was not thrilled with the shade at all, but I do want to give this palette another try because there's tons of other shades in here. They're gorgeous. I have swatched the shimmers. They're very nice, but yeah, this shade, I don't know. And then one of the shades just fell out of the palette. I did glue it back in. I can't remember which one it was, and it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. I do want to give this another try. I think it's really important to give a palette at least 2 to 3, maybe even 4 or 5 tries before you just give up on it. But yeah, this shade right here just didn't really do it for me. It was kind of, I don't know, the pigmentation was kind of patchy. Kind of like just didn't really adhere well to my lid. I don't know, maybe it was the wrong kind of primer that I was using. I do have the Louise Eyeshadow Base that Steph sent me, and I'm in love with that primer. So I think I will try this palette again using that primer. I do think it's lovely. I don't know, I need to give it another try. I really do. Then I have the Colourpop Cherry Crush palette. Now I got this palette several months ago after watching Steph, not your basic Steph, use this in a video. The look that she created was so gorgeous. I instantly ordered this palette. And I'm gonna have that video linked in my description box. Please go watch her video. It is so incredible. She is such a miracle worker with red shadows. I just can't believe the things that she can do with red shadows. And also my really good, dear friend, soul sister and twinnie, Didi. She has wanted me to do an all red eye look since I started my channel, and that was also the goal in getting this palette. So look at the color story. It's gorgeous. Red, gorgeous, deep red, medium red, bright red. I mean, it's just stunning. I just think it's gorgeous, and I love Colourpop palettes, and I don't really have a lot of all red color stories in my collection yet. This is, I think, really the only one that's like truly all red. And I just think it's so pretty, and I've got to use it. And I think this would be really fun to use like in a Christmas look. And I do have a liquid lipstick coming from Queen Nubia Cosmetics that I'm going to pair with this palette, and I will definitely be using this soon on my channel, I promise. Then we have a palette that I have wanted forever, and Steph, not your basic Steph, sent this to me all the way from the UK. This is the Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette. Now this is the original palette. I think he did reformulate that palette and re-released it, but this is the original. I love the packaging. I love Manny. Manny is one of my absolute favorite creators. I've watched him for, gosh, 3 or 4 years now, and I adore that man so much. He's so wonderful. And this is such a gorgeous palette. I mean, first of all, look at how pristine this is. Look at the packaging. Look at the background. It's so fun. Bright gold. Hello. It's got neutral options. It's got the pops of color. I love these kind of palettes, and I've wanted to use this palette since Steph sent it to me, and it's just been sitting in my box of shame. I don't know why. I'm almost kind of like intimidated by it, or like it's like that iconic palette that you just want to like put in a glass box and stare at it and drool all over it, but never use. Ridiculous. So I really need to get this out and use it, and I'm so grateful to Steph that she sent this to me. And it's just kind of silly that it's just sitting here because I've wanted to use this ever since I saw it a long time ago. I mean, hello. Idiot, come on, use it. Then we have the Ace Beauté Nostalgia palette. I do have the Flare palette from Ace Beauté. I love that palette. I use that in a collab video with my friend Freya. And this is just a beautiful, vibrant, stunning color story. Now, I do have plans for this palette. I'm not going to give it away, but I am going to be using this hopefully before the end of the year. That's my goal anyway. And I just think it's stunning. It's got these beautiful, bright, orange, purple, red, green, yellow. I mean, it's so fun. It's so pretty. And I cannot wait to get this out and use it. And I'm really a big fan of Ace Beauté's formula. I love the Flare palette, so I'm sure I'll love this one too. Then we have the Alien Cosmetics Strawberry Milkshake palette. I have wanted to try this brand for so long. Katie, Make It For Last Time, she uses a lot of Alien Cosmetics palettes in her videos, and she creates looks that are absolutely out of this world, mind-blowing. I love this color story. I think it's so unique, so different. I don't have anything even remotely close to this in my collection. Now, I do have plans for this palette. Myself and 2 other creators are hopefully going to be doing a collab with this palette soon. We've talked about it a couple times. We just kind of need to get our lives in order, get our schedules straightened out, and figure out when we can do this. But I just think it's so pretty. It's got the greens, the reds, this beautiful brick red here, stunning, this beautiful lavender shimmer. I just think this is so pretty and so fun. And like I said, I've always wanted to try Alien Cosmetics, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to use this palette very soon. Then I have the Revolution Pro Truth or Dare palette. I think I have all of these. There's like 5 or 6 palettes like this. Different color stories, but same kind of layout, same kind of textures and formula. Now the shimmers in this palette, they're a little harder to work with. They're kind of flaky. They need a little bit more finesse, but boy, once you get them on the lid, oh baby, watch out. They are gorgeous. They look like liquid metal. This shade here, this white shimmery shade, has kind of a blue and a pink reflect in it. I think it's gorgeous. We have this beautiful blue satin, a rusty red satin, some other beautiful shimmers, some mattes. I mean, I don't know why I haven't used this. I've used the other palettes. I love them, So I don't really have any reason or excuse. I'm trying to think of one and I can't come up with one. It's got beautiful neutral options. It's got some beautiful pops of color. Like I've said 8,000 times, that's my favorite kind of color story. So yeah, I just need to get it out and use it. Then I have the Sample Beauty Rain palette. Now I have another Sample Beauty palette. It's called the Jewel Tone palette, which is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. Steph, not your basic Steph, she and I did a Sample Beauty collab where we each used different palettes from the brand. This is a UK indie brand and I love their formula. And I'm sure I'm gonna love this palette. I'm sure I'll love it. I just haven't used it yet. It's a very warm toned neutral palette. I think it's gonna be very easy to use. I hope. And I know I love Sample Beauty's formula, the mattes and the shimmers. I just think this is a really nice, pretty palette. Need to use it. Yeah, I do. Then I have a couple Juvia's Place palettes. This is the berries. Now, everybody and their dog has used this palette except for me. Look at this color story. It's gorgeous. Beautiful berry tones. I have several of these monochromatic palettes and I love all of them. I don't know why I haven't used this yet. This shade here, this like bright, hot pink, kind of magenta pink is just calling my name. It's so beautiful. Now these are pinks that I like to use. Light pinks kind of just, I don't know, they look weird on my lids to me. I don't know, I've done some pink looks on Instagram and everyone has been very complimentary, but it's really hard for me to pull light pink shadows out and use them. But these ones, I love them. I just got to get this out. We have beautiful mattes, a couple beautiful shimmers. Like I said, I have several of these and I love them. Then the violets. Yeah, hi. I haven't used the violets yet. I have not used the violets yet. Like, what is my problem? Look at how beautiful this color story is. These beautiful purples. This purple matte looks so good. So, so good. I do have the Nubian Royal on my lids today. That's one of my favorite purple palettes that I own. I'm sure this will also be one of my favorite purple palettes that I own if I'd ever get the dang thing out and use it. But I just think it's stunning. I love the varying shades of purple shimmers that they have in here. It's very unique to me. The shade here especially, it's kind of almost like a pink purple. I just think it's stunning. Gotta use it. Then I have the Zoeva Spice of Life palette. I have a few Zoeva palettes that I absolutely love. I have the Caramel Melange, the Cocoa Blend, and I also have the Basic Moments, and I love Zoeva's formula. Floating in Dreams, she is a channel that I have watched for a long time. I absolutely love, love, love her videos. She talks a lot about Zoeva shadows. She's a big fan of theirs, and she's the one that really turned me on to this brand. I don't know that I had ever really heard of Zoeva, but after watching several of her videos and hearing her gush about how wonderful these palettes were, I got myself a few, and she's right, they're amazing. And this is such a beautiful, warm-toned, lovely color story. I love Zoeva's shimmers. I think they're really nice for mature lids, and I really don't like to say that because I think any lid should have any shadow on it that you so choose, but I do think that they're really nice for people that have maybe more texture or wrinkles to their eyelids because they're just such a soft, beautiful formula. They look so gorgeous on the lid, and I love Zoeva's mattes too, so gotta use this too. Then I have a She Glam palette. This was sent to me all the way from the UK from Steph, not your basic Steph. She spoils me. She sends me the most beautiful makeup. This is the Splash Bash palette. I have always wanted to try a She Glam palette. I don't know why I haven't used this yet because the color story is so gorgeous. Purples, greens, pinks. I think this is such a pretty palette for spring. I mean, I think this is a perfect palette really for any time of the year, but definitely says spring to me. It is so beautiful. I love the tones. I love the color story. I don't know why I haven't used this yet. I love going on the She Glam website. They have so many affordable, beautiful, fun palettes, just gorgeous color stories. This is one that I really wanted, and I'm so grateful that she sent this to me. So I need to quit being a ding dong and use it. Then I have the Violet Voss Fruit Sorbet palette. Now I got this in an Ipsy quite a while ago. I have a couple of these other little palettes that I got in my Ipsy of Violet Vosses, and I love them. I love the formula. I really like their color stories. The mattes, the shimmers are all really nice. I think this is a really fun rainbow color story. I think this would be really fun to use and create a look with, a couple different looks with. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this little palette, and I think it's lovely. Need to use it. My last palette, this is the Desert Vibes eyeshadow palette from IBY. Now, I have never used an IBY eyeshadow palette before. I have a couple of their highlighters that I love. I use them all the time. So I'm sure I will love this palette. It's very neutral, but it does have this pop of kind of like slate blue, which I think is really pretty. And I think it's lovely, and I'm sure I'll love it. I just need to use it. I got this in an Ipsy, oh gosh, long time ago, and it's down at the very bottom of my box of shame. So what I think I'm gonna do is maybe put a big stack of these right on my desk so that I'll finally get them out and use them. I don't know what I need to do. Do I need to super glue them to my face? Well, that would kind of defeat the purpose because then you wouldn't be able to see my eye look. Oh, you guys, I'm a mess. So I really would like your help. Like I said, I'm sending out a Makeup Mayday. I've shown you all of these palettes. I want to know, do you have these palettes? What you think of the palettes? If you love them, if you not really love them. And I also want to know if there's anything here that you would like to see me use on my channel. That always helps me. It's such a great kind of motivator for me if someone says, hey, use that palette. I'd love to see you do a look with that palette, because I just get overwhelmed. I look at all of these, I don't even know where to begin. So please do me a favor, help me out. Go crazy in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I would love that. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourselves, be well, safe, happy, and I cannot wait to see you guys again. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.